5 things you should never say in a marriage. Marriage is one of the most intimate relationships a person can have, built on love, trust, and mutual respect. However, no relationship is without its challenges. Every couple will face disagreements, miscommunications, and moments of frustration. What sets successful couples apart is how they handle these tough situations. The words you choose during an argument or a stressful time can either strengthen your relationship or cause lasting damage. Some phrases, though they might come to mind in the heat of the moment, can be deeply hurtful and potentially irreparable. To ensure your marriage stays on a healthy track, here are 5 things you should never say to your spouse. These words can leave scars that take time to heal, so let's explore them and understand why they should be avoided. Number 1. I don't love you anymore. One of the most painful things you can say to your spouse is, I don't love you anymore. This statement is more than just hurtful. It can feel like a devastating blow to the very core of your partner's emotional security. Love in marriage can ebb and flow, and you may face difficult moments when you feel disconnected, but that doesn't mean the love is gone. Saying this to your spouse can make them feel rejected, unwanted, and hopeless about the future of the relationship. Instead of resorting to such a harsh statement, try expressing your feelings in a more constructive way. For example, you can say, I feel distant right now, and I think we need to work on reconnecting, which opens up space for a healthy conversation about the challenges you're facing together. If you're truly struggling, seeking help from a counselor can help you both rediscover and rebuild the love you share. Number 2, you never do anything right. Criticism can be a valuable tool for growth when it's done with empathy and respect. However, broad, sweeping comments like you never do anything right are not helpful. They are hurtful. Such a phrase dismisses your partner's efforts and creates a sense of inadequacy that can linger long after the argument is over. It's important to remember that marriage is about teamwork and no one is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes or occasionally falls short. Rather than making general, hurtful statements, try focusing on specific issues and behaviors that you want to address. For example, instead of saying you never help with anything, try I feel overwhelmed when I'm doing everything by myself. It would really help me if you could take on more of a specific task. This approach encourages collaboration rather than pushing your partner into a defensive position. Number 3, I wish I never married you. Saying I wish I never married you is one of the most damaging things you can say to your spouse. And it's a phrase that can leave scars long after the argument is over. Marriage is about commitment, and uttering this kind of a statement undermines the entire foundation of your relationship. It can make your spouse feel completely rejected and like they failed, which can trigger deep emotional pain. It's important to remember that marriages go through rough patches, but these moments should never lead to thoughts or words that make your spouse feel like the relationship was a mistake. If you're feeling hurt or frustrated, take a step back and give yourself time to process your emotions. When you're ready, talk about your concerns in a more constructive and loving way. For instance, you could say, I'm feeling overwhelmed right now and need some space to think about things, instead of resorting to destructive language. Number 4, I'm just like your insert negative family member. Comparing your spouse to a family member, especially when that comparison is negative, can be incredibly damaging. Whether it's comparing your spouse to a controlling parent or a difficult sibling, these types of comments undermine your spouse's self-esteem and paint them as a reflection of someone they may not want to be like. This comparison can also make your partner feel as though you're focused more on their shortcomings than on addressing the actual issue at hand. It's important to remember that your spouse is their own person, and reducing them to a negative comparison only adds fuel to the fire. If you're upset, focus on the specific issue at hand and how you both can improve the situation. For example, I feel like we're not communicating well right now, and I think we need to work on that together is a much healthier way to frame the issue without dragging outside influences into it. Number 5, I'm leaving if you don't change. Threatening to leave your spouse if they don't change is a power move that should never be used during an argument. Not only does it put unnecessary pressure on your partner, but it also makes it seem like leaving the relationship is the only solution to resolving conflicts. Using this tactic only creates insecurity and fear in your marriage, making your spouse feel like they are constantly walking on eggshells. Threats like these are a sign of frustration, but they also indicate that both partners might not be fully invested in resolving the issue in a healthy way. Instead of threatening to leave, focus on discussing the changes you both need to make in the relationship for it to thrive. You could say, I've noticed that we've been struggling with communication lately, and I want us to work on improving that together. This opens up a conversation about improvement, not separation. Words have power. In a marriage, the things we say can either heal wounds or create new ones. During moments of frustration, it's easy to let hurtful words slip out, but it's crucial to be mindful of how we communicate with our spouse. Avoiding these 5 damaging phrases can help foster a more loving, respectful, and supportive relationship. Instead of resorting to negative language, focus on expressing your feelings in a constructive way and working together to overcome challenges. Remember, marriage is a partnership and the goal is to build each other up, not tear each other down. With patience, understanding, and kindness, you can navigate the ups and downs of marriage while preserving the love and trust you've worked so hard to build.